So that's good. We're going to get a audio check. There you go. Very professional.
Is that for audio check?
Yeah. So look, the secret to good video is good audio.
Right. Are you checking this one? Yeah. Wow.
Let me see. I even took some notes about what I should ask you. So look, welcome. This is Innovation Bay TV. You are our first guest. Number one. Well, actually, Josh Tanchel was number one, but I forgot to press record on the camera.
Oh, Josh.
So I kind of stuffed that one up. So but we're trying to go around just interviewing some people in the community, and you kind of are Mr. Startup. So for our audience, who are you?
I thought it was Mr. Focus. Mick Liubinskas, I'm co-founder of Pollenizer and co-founder of a number of startups out of Pollenizer. Worked at Kazaa, Tangler, Zappa, and now Pollenizer for 5.5 years.
And what's Pollenizer's model?
Pollenizer model is to turn ideas into businesses. We facilitate new startups. We bring investors together with engineers and co-founders, and we help them in their first year. We put in a bit of money, a lot of time and effort. We put a lot of effort into a small amount of businesses. And
have you ever had a real job?
I spent 9 months at IBM and thought they were a technology company, but realised they were just selling boxes. So since then, I've never worked for a company bigger than 35, because I got to 35.
Right. And why do you love startups so much?
For me, it's impact. You can do a full day's work and look back behind you and see exactly what you did. Rightly or wrongly, screw up or not, you actually really see what you did, and you're one step from everything. One step from sales, customers, product, engineering, even the legal, accounting, financial side. You got so much proximity. Your speed of learning is really fast.
Yeah, and is now a good time to be in a startup, you think?
Well, recessions are always great times to start new businesses. I said that back in 2008 in the GFC. So yeah, I think absolutely. There are some tough things about it. People have been very excited that it's very cheap to start a startup. But it's cheap for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not just cheap for you. So there's a big crunch and a lot of pressure now at that next level to create a useful startup that actually breaks through. You certainly can't just build an amazing product anymore and hope the world's going to beat a path to your door.
Yeah, I mean, the way I described it once was it's easier to start a startup than ever, but it's not easier to make it successful.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think there's a lot of competition for funding, competition for customers, more than funding. You have to really stand out, and you have to do more than just a single thing well. You have to do a couple of things well.
And Australia's got its challenges when it comes to the community, quite small. It's maybe the NBN should have been sooner. Maybe government could have helped a bit more with some of the tax regime. But the thing that scares us all, I think, is what's going to happen when mining goes away, or if mining went away. Do you share that concern?
Yeah, it's not my part of the world, and in terms of the mining, and I think the value of innovation, producing great companies, is great for employment, great for education, great for export. There's a lot of really good benefits out of it, and I think it's significantly more sustainable and better for the environment globally, probably. So I totally think that considering how long it took Israel, the US, and other significant strong industries to grow, if we want something strong even in 20 years, we should have started 10 years ago. But I think we still have to significantly invest. I mean, we're a very large country in area, low population, very fragmented. We do a bunch of things well. We've had wins in Radiata for Wi-Fi, ResMed and Cochlear. A couple of big winners of Seek, car sales, real estate, which have been doing some global stuff.
Yeah.
But that's pretty small.
Yeah. Atlassian, don't forget them.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of still progressing companies, no doubt they're successful. I think there's last count about $100 million sort of software companies. Campaign Monitor, Atlassian, Freelancer.
Yeah.
There's some great up and coming companies here. But I think we've got to go harder and faster. Some entrepreneurs will always succeed, but if we want to make a really strong environment, we've got to invest.
And you're just back from Israel. We just had a coffee and you're pretty blown away by it. I mean, do you want to share some of the highlights from that?
Yeah, it's definitely what really saw in Israel was a complete investment across the whole ecosystem. So very heavy investment in research, heavy investment in commercialization, heavy investment in incubation, venture capital, private equity, and they've been doing it for a while. The incubation program's been running since 1991, and they didn't stop with the dot-com crash.
Yeah.
They kept going. The government have invested $690 million. But those companies that they invested in have received more than $3.5 billion in investment. So
from the government?
No, from private sector.
Okay, good.
So so they've, in terms of seeding the market and then bringing in new foreign investment, 80% of their money's been foreign investment.
Yeah.
So think about that; it completely pays for itself, like triple time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty incredible to see how aggressively they've done that over a long period of time.
Yeah. And a few final questions. So, what are your media consumption habits? So, do you read a newspaper?
No, well, until the paywall went up, I'd browse the Sydney Morning Herald on the iPad a few times a week.
When did you last buy a newspaper? Actually, folding stuff.
I think Wooboard was in the paper a couple of months ago, and we bought one to share. But yeah, that's pretty archaic.
And video.
I watch a bit of video, iView,
Yeah.
ABC iView. I like catching up on that. A little bit of occasional YouTube, but
Netflix.
no, I'm a Apple TV guy. So
Okay.
Game of Thrones, House of Cards, Parks and Rec. So just for a bit of balance across the three.
Good.
But I'm a Spotify guy. Haven't bought music for a long time.
Yeah. And I know you're an avid reader. So, I mean, what are you reading at the moment?
I just finished Abundance, which I highly recommend. It's talking about the exponential growth of a number of different categories across the world and how they're going to help us take on the challenges that we're all facing.
Yeah.
So that was pretty amazing. So and I'm also reading Startup Communities by Brad Feld about the Boulder, Colorado community.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, look, thanks, Mick. I don't know how long that was. 6 minutes, 7 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let us know some feedback, and we'll put Mick's contact details in the post below. So see you soon.
Bye.